first in anything, there's challenges that some foreseen, many not. We had already had our eye on the lots. We had gone previously through SIEDC to Center for an Urban Future and spoke about these underutilized assets next to the ferry terminal, and that we thought that there was things obviously that we could repurpose this for beyond parking lot. Looking at the skyline of New York City and New Jersey and Brooklyn, and then looking at the skyline of Staten Island, we knew we had to do something that distinguished the project. It had to be something unique. We thought it should be a value proposition because of the tourists. So we thought, let's do an outlet mall. So this began 9 years ago. Wow. I didn't have a daughter 9 years ago. When you're the first in anything, there's challenges that some foreseen, many not. There's a reason in the history of New York City, there's never an outlet mall built. Why and how could that be? We thought that this would be a void that we would fill and would attract, and now that we're open, when people are coming in record numbers. But anytime you're the first to do something, there's a host of challenges, and particularly when you're the first in New York City. So we found every reason an outlet mall was not built in New York City up until this time, and we created new reasons as we went along. We believed in what we were doing, tenacity. If our mindset was not completely steadfast that this was going to be really tremendous international destination, we didn't have our heads on the if. We knew it was going to happen. And when adversity rises, you put your head down, you figure it out. Tremendous coordination. You're talking about two different mayoral administrations, complete turnover at EDC, complete turnover at city planning, two different borough president regimes. This took collaboration, cooperation from community board right on up to the mayor's office. If there's an acronym attributed to an agency, it was involved here. DOB, CPC, ACOE, you name it, we had them. A monumental coordination effort. The biggest surprise, I think, was the unbelievable support. We got tremendous support, again, from both administrations, from the locals here on Staten Island, my colleagues, my neighbors. That was probably the biggest surprise, how vocal and how supportive people were on the other side of the coin as we hit the adversity. Look, again, when you do things like this, there's no roadmap, there's no blueprint. When you're a pioneer in something, you try, and if you get knocked down, you pick yourself back up. I say that all the time. You don't get measured by if you get knocked down. It's what happens when you're knocked down. I was surprised how quickly and really how with such relentless pursuit the negativity was as we hit bumps in the road. This is what happens. Building in New York City and leasing in New York City is complicated. It's very complicated. Were there delays? Of course. Were there setbacks? Of course. But if there weren't delays and setbacks, the project wouldn't be worth it to begin with. Nothing is easy in this city. It certainly puts Staten Island on the map beyond, I think we've made a lot of steps in that direction, but this will become and evolve into an international iconic destination. With only 30% of the project open at the grand opening, we have record attendance numbers. We're rolling through the series of openings throughout the summer. I think the next biggest two to open are Nordstrom Rack and Levi's. So we're super excited about it, and we think it anchors the borough. Really, we feel that this gives us a sustained, renewable source of people coming from off island to spend their money, which was something that we had not previously achieved on Staten Island. The tourists would get off the boat, make their loop, and go back on. We're getting them now to stay, to spend several hours here, to spend their money. Take that tax money and put it back into our coffers so that we can improve things as we move forward. Infrastructure, jobs, it provides a tremendous amount of support. It's really a special place. I don't think I would have done anything differently. There are moments where you sit there and you go, I can't believe I'm in the process of this. I think what we're most interested in moving forward, and already is in the works, are large-scale projects again, but more passion projects for us, things that we think beyond the jobs and beyond the commerce have a real quantifiable impact on the community. We're working on some really special programs, again, first for Staten Island, that we think will have a tremendous impact. Looking back on it, it was a tremendous experience. I think it's made me a better person. I think it's made me a significantly better broker than I was before, so I wouldn't change a thing.